Man, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to this Monday edition of Around the Table right here at KHOZ with Ann and Dan. Sorry, when I'm in the driver's seat, I get to go first. Don't I? I'm trying to. With Dan and Ann.
You do what you want to do.
I do.
The revenge will come later.
Oh, I'm so scared. Ooh, you're such a scary man. Good morning, Dan.
Welcome to Around the Table. Yeah.
We need your welcome.
Well, I stutter a little bit. Welcome.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I hope you had a wonderful snow day and snow weekend.
You know, we decided, and I probably would not have been able to make it in anyway because
I don't know which way I'm going here.
Because my four-wheel drive is out.
Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I
tried to go.
I got out and I came back home and went up the driveway and I just went off into the woods.
Friday, did you even try to get out though on Friday?
No, not Friday.
I did not. I looked. It was deep.
Yeah,
we had at least 6 inches at our
house. We
didn't
know we were going to have that much. And I guarantee you, if we would go back and read Monday's weather, it didn't have any inkling that it was going to snow.
Not that much anyway.
Right. I think it was like a 20% chance.
There was a trace. And then there was 1 to 3. And then it went to 4 to 5. And it was 5 to 6.
Yeah.
You know, like we ended up about 6 inches, I think, generally speaking.
Yeah.
But it was fun, I guess.
I wonder if there is such a thing as... what do they call it now? Weather change? What do they call it?
Climate change?
Climate change. Yeah, climate change. I wonder about that. I wonder if it's really real. I mean, if we're going through like a 20-year phase, you know, a slump or whatever.
We only know that because people tell us that.
Right.
And we know that some things people tell us are not exactly genuinely the truth or not accurate, I should say. I don't mean...
Some of the times... And what do you think when you watch news happenings and you have your own gut feeling about it? What's your percentage of you being right?
It's probably more often than not.
Yes. Yeah, I think we should not worry about what people talk about. We should worry about what our gut says.
Yes, but you have to go research things sometimes.
Yeah.
For accuracy, But again, you're reading something that someone else. I don't know. I'm not so trustworthy.
You're pessimistic.
Yes, and I never used to be like that. I'm pessimistic of what's put out for us to read and to do because I have just had my eyes open in the last couple of years, especially to things that were said one way.
Oh yeah.
Well, ever since COVID, that aren't that way. Mm-hmm. If you knew what you did you take the COVID vaccine?
I did.
Would you take it? I mean,
no.
Does that bother you that you took it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Same.
I wouldn't do it now. And I probably I'm more skeptical of an injection that says virus. I'm like, why would I do that?
Why would I put a virus?
Yeah, I feel I'd be better off going out here and picking up rocks and licking the bottom of the rock to get my immune system up than worried about because when you take an injection like that, it does other things to your body, and it may reduce your immune system.
Right.
Maybe not for that thing.
They don't really know. They've never. This was fast tracked. It was all new, and nobody knew what the side effects might be, and we just all went, oh yeah, well no, we did it because the government scared the crap out of us to do it.
Yeah, and
that's why I did it.
And Zuckerberg, who owns Facebook, just admitted the other day, that that he was coerced, I guess, or
he was bashed at for not doing things
from the government,
from the Biden
administration
is what he said.
Basically saying, stop saying this.
And it's
like
just,
a lot of that stuff is true.
Where do we live?
Yeah.
In a communist society?
We need to stop that. We need to have common sense. We need to be smart enough to say, you know what, you can tell me what you want to tell me. I will assimilate it and disseminate it and get back with you.
And people may feel that, I know there's certain people that feel that way about the new administration coming in, that he's a dictator, and I don't know what the heck we just got out of if that wasn't somewhat of a dictatorship in a way.
Well, it's kind of funny.
As far as, your government says you have to go get this or you lose your job.
I was watching some of the news reports, some of the press conferences in California, and the city mayor and the officials, they were all there, and the news people were trying to say, oh, it's a hard thing. I bet it's really difficult to deal with this new administration because they don't want to help. And
what?
And the officials are saying, no, we're working well with them.
It's been interesting too to see some commentary on people that I thought were very much on the side of the Biden administration that are now coming back. Zuckerberg, for one. Yeah. And saying, supposedly speaking their piece. And it's not at all what was presented over the last...
It's a turnabout.
Maybe
it's
perhaps
a 180,
even longer than 4 years.
It's a turnabout, 180.
It is. It's just kind of interesting. Yeah. Like, did they feel so censored that they couldn't? Or did they just... I don't know what their motivation was. I
think a lot of it was they wanted to protect what they had built, and they didn't want to lose it, and they knew that the government could control it, and they decided to just be, what's the word? Agreeable with whatever administration's there, and that's what they're doing now. They're being agreeable with whatever administration's in power.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's Biden, if it's Trump, if it's whoever, you know. It's just interesting to see it all play out in our lifetime, for sure.
Yeah, well, I just hope that there's a more positive approach to the way we're doing things. I think hope more people come together. This California fire has man, what a disaster!
What a disaster!
I mean, I don't know, and there may be blame there. There may not be any blame. It may just be all, the Santa Ana winds and that time of season where they have brush fires. But there's a lot of people saying a lot of things, and our topics to ponder are going to be all about that this week.
So don't let your panties get in a wad.
Yeah, I tried to write. I spent more time writing these questions than I've ever written on any of them because I don't want to. I don't want to make a claim or a comment or say.
You're trying to stay unbiased.
I'm trying to be unbiased. Sometimes people don't like my questions, but it's not the question that we are concerned about. It's the answers that I want. The question shouldn't have anything to do with it.
Right.
That's my phone.
I hear it. I'm like, where is that music coming from? Well, there you go. There's our thoughts on that. But we'll get to topic to ponder in a minute. Meanwhile, we're going to go through. How about let's do some weather?
Do some weather?
Do some weather.
Okay.
All right. So today is sunny with a high of 37. Wind chill values as low as 15. And then tonight, mostly clear with a low of 22. Tuesday night, sunny with a high of... Tuesday, sunny with a high of 45. Some wind gusts are likely. Tuesday night, partly cloudy with a low of 24. And then Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 44. And Wednesday night, mostly clear with a low of 28. Go ahead, Dan.
Now, where are we at?
We're on Thursday.
Oh, we're on Thursday. Okay, Thursday, sunny with a high near 51. Overnight low is 34 degrees. And then Friday, 30% chance of rain, mainly afternoon. High 54 degrees, and then Friday night, low around 30% chance of rain continues. Saturday, clear, 44. Sunday, clear and mostly sunny, 30 degrees. During this winter weather that we had over the weekend, I got a notification from Storm Track 360, and it said there could be possibility of another storm blast.
I saw that.
A snow blast,
like
snowstorm
this
blast coming at this next coming weekend, which would be the 17th, 16th, 17th, which would be Friday and Saturday, and it shows it's going to be 50 degrees. So maybe not.
Maybe not.
Or maybe so.
Or maybe so. That's kind of like the whole deal. We just don't
We just don't know, folks.
But while we were on the topic of a topic to ponder, how about we ponder today's topic?
Can we?
Are you ready for that, Dan? Okay.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Okay.
All righty. Topic to ponder for today is: do you think the fires started in California were natural or by arsonists?
I think both.
Oh.
And I only say arsonist because they caught some guy. Didn't
did
they? Or well,
I think there's
they
a couple
suspect.
they did. Yeah.
They suspect. I don't know that. And then I read commentary on how fast with those winds that an ember can carry so far, which could explain a breakout fire way miles away. But I'd like to think it was natural. I'm more inclined to think it was natural, but I don't know that.
Yeah. Well, I know that it's a tinderbox this time of year.
What does that mean?
That means it's
going to start.
Anything could make it start.
Right.
The brush problem there, and then excuse me, people want to live right in nature, so they'll put their house right up against the wilderness, kind of like what I do.
Right.
And so when it's dry this time of year, and then the Santa Ana winds come through there, one little spark. I mean, have you fanned the fire before?
Sure, you know what it does.
Yeah, it likes that oxygen. It burns hotter, it burns faster, and with all those, the ashes and the sparks coming off of everything, a spark could start here, and then an amber may end up a mile away and start somewhere over there. So yeah.
Well, there you go. I don't know if it's up.
I was going to look, but my phone was in there screaming at me.
But what do you want? Here, you can go ahead and read it again, Dan, while I'm looking.
Do you think the fires started in California, or natural, or by arsonists?
And it is up.
Says both.
And it is up.
Okay.
Oh, that's a long one, Bob Phelan. I can't read it. Man-made. The authorities said humans caused it. Well, his is too long for me to try to read and perceive.
Oh, we've got an hour.
I'll have to look.
Is it an hour long?
It might be right now. I don't know. I couldn't read it right now. If he's
Bob.
listening, sorry, Bob. I will read it later, but I don't have time right now on air to do that.
Hey, go to Facebook and read what Bob said.
Yeah, please. And
you're
free to comment on everybody's comments, and please be respectful in that.
Right.
But we appreciate.
I don't like people that
confrontational.
I don't like confrontational when people say, "Well, if you knew this, you should examine yourself." If you
don't
think
put
this.
somebody down for feeling what they feel. You don't have to respond to it.
Yeah, don't respond. Just don't.
Don't respond.
Yeah, there's many times I would love to go say something, but I go, you know what? That's their answer.
How many times do you go and you start to type something and then don't, like, erase it? I've done that. I don't do that quite so much anymore because anymore I'm just like, forget it. I'm not going to say anything.
Not worth it.
It's not my problem.
Yeah.
Your crap is not my problem. Or what? I don't mean crap, but you know what I mean.
I do.
I don't want to take on somebody else's stuff, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So,
okay.
There you are. That's our topic to ponder. Please go to our Facebook page and light it up with your thoughts. And next, guess what?
What?
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
So I don't have this one in here. I'm not sure what happened, but I don't believe.
You don't have number one?
I don't see number.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
So, 59 years ago today, President Johnson pledged in his State of the Union address that the United States would remain in South Vietnam until the communists gave up their fight for that country.
Yeah, we gave up in 73, I think.
What
73, 74.
And then the next three we can't do. So.
Okay. Batman theme. Da 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 da. Batman. So anyway, this is 59 years ago today. The live. What am I talking about? It wasn't live, but it felt. I think that they said live. When it came out, it had a little thing that said live. I don't know why they did that.
I don't know.
Anyway, 59 years ago today, the TV series Batman debuted on ABC, and you just heard the theme.
Oh, you did? From Dan. You heard it from Dan. And then 54 years ago today, one of the most iconic TV comedies began its run with CBS, aired the first episode of what? All in the Family. I think we all remember that one.
Do we know? Can we sing that one?
That's Dan's version. And then this one doesn't have, we don't have music either.
Okay. 44 years ago today, Americans welcomed the Carrington family when Dynasty premiered on ABC, and this is the theme. I don't know what the theme music is for that one. Do you?
Well, they were playing
Can you sing it? I know. Can you
I don't
sing
know.
it?
I can't sing it. Sorry. I found the
Has
one I
some
missed.
doo-da-da-das in it, I think.
You're a doo-doo-dada. Okay. And then next, where am I? I don't even know where
Number
I am.
5.
Survivors not overcome with grief are using their bare hands to remove the rubble, hoping to find signs of life. It's now a race to save the people buried against the destroyed neighborhoods and shantytowns of the capital city.
Okay, that's number 7. Don't know what
5.
happened. No, that's number 7.
Okay.
15 years ago today, Haiti was struck by a magnitude 7 earthquake, killing as many as 300,000 people and leaving over 1.5 million people homeless. CBS News correspondent Katie Couric reported the next day as survivors scrambled to reach those that were still trapped. And I'll see if I can't find 5 here, Dan.
The days may become months, and the months may become years, but we will stay as long as aggression commands us to battle.
That was one. It won't let me go to the next one. That's why
59
I'm
years
freaking out
ago
a little
today, President Johnson pledged to the State of the Union address that the United States would remain in South Vietnam until the communists gave up their fight for the country.
It's not letting me change them. But, okay. So let's just read. How about that, Dan?
How about number 5?
Let's do number 5.
Okay.
38 years ago today, Church of England envoy Terry Waite arrived in Lebanon to launch another effort to free foreign hostages. During this trip, Waite himself was taken hostage. He remained in captivity for almost 5 years. I don't know. Keep going because I'm done.
Back in 2010, 15 years ago today, Haiti was struck by a magnitude 7 earthquake, killing as many as 300,000 people, and leaving over 1.5 million homeless. Reporter Karil Pedra described the widespread destruction.
We're going to go to the next page.
Okay.
This one I can't play either. Music's involved. 2 years ago today, Lisa Marie Presley, the only child of Elvis Presley and singer-songwriter dedicated to her father's legacy, died at age 54.
Wow.
And she would have been singing Lights Out on that cut. And we're just going to keep reading.
Okay. We got a birthday cut here. 71 years ago today, shock jock Howard Stern was born. He's insulted all kinds of people over the years and is firmly unapologetic. I used to like listening and watching that show when it was on TV.
He was controversial.
Not so much anymore.
Yeah. And then our last one is 32 years ago today. Singer Zayn Malik was born. He got his start with the British boy band One Direction, then launched a solo career. And Dusk Till Dawn was one of his hits performed with Sia.
Okay.
What
are we doing?
have with us, actually, Chuck Eddington from the Harrison Parks and Rec and Austin Williams. And I've asked them to come on and talk about pickleball. And Donna Bramer's out here, too. I'm not sure she's going to be in the studio with us or not. We'll find out after this break. Stay with us. We'll return after these messages.
Okay.
We'll be right back. to Around the Table here. I'll get it up here in a minute. Just shut up. I mean, I'm not telling our audience to shut up. I was doing that to Dan because he just looks at me like, yep, it's coming, but she's not there yet. Welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann.
I'm just your support team here. That's
you
all
are. You are my support team. I'll agree with that. In the studio with us, we have Chuck Eddington and Austin Williams, and they are going to talk to us about Creekside's pickleball and everything that goes along with that, because you've got to have courts for that, and you've got to have some sort of organization for that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So
how long has pickleball been around? Do you know? I mean, I think it's fairly new.
I played it back in high school. So
did you really?
Really?
Yeah, I got taught how to play back in high school with PE. So it's been around longer than that.
It's just a scaled down version of tennis, right?
Yeah, it was I call it a mixture between ping pong and tennis.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit smaller court, and
you don't have to be
much.
as athletic, right?
And all ages can play it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Do you get out there and play, Chuck?
I haven't played in a while, but I played when we first started opening it up in Harrison. I played quite a bit.
And you got out of breath and said, I got to sit down.
No, I just got busy with Creekside.
Yeah.
I got busy with Creekside.
Well, I've talked to some people who were doing it when it was at the youth center, and I didn't know it was going to carry over at Creekside, but that only makes sense. So, Austin, why don't you tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll let you hit on the courts and stuff. But tell us about the whole pickleball deal there at Creekside.
So we have 2 courts down there right now. And
Austin Smith. Why do I keep calling you Wilson? I am so sorry,
it's
Austin.
All good. It's all good. So, but yeah, we have 2 courts down there. And this week, since the youth center is actually closed, we bought some deal for matting to put down there. And we're going to be able to put 3 courts up down there.
Okay.
The old remodeled junior high gym.
Oh,
And
okay.
So we got 3 courts set up right there right now because we're redoing the floors in the youth center.
Okay.
And usually we only have about 2 courts when we're down there.
So, did you say it's closed this week?
The youth center is, yes, because we're redoing our floors for maintenance.
We do re-maintenance our floors and repaint everything every year, and this is our week to do that at the youth center, so we keep it up and maintenance. We have 4 pickleball courts at the youth center all the time.
Oh,
we have
okay.
on those courts, and then at Creekside we put 2 that we have all the time. So
Are they out or
they're inside.
inside?
The remodeled court, which is a new court, the Signature Bank court now, has actually got 2 pickleball courts on it. But we bought things this week. We actually have 4. We have 1 on the side and 3 on the main court. So we'll have 4 courts this week while we're doing maintenance on the youth center.
And then it will go back to how many at the youth center?
4. I mean, we won't lose our lines at the youth center, but we'll keep 2 at the Creekside inside and 4 on the youth center.
So there's like 6 courts.
We also have 2 outdoor courts, which no one's playing any outdoor pickleball right now. But we
I
have
don't know
2
why
outdoor
not.
courts on the tennis courts. But we are looking at right now, probably in the spring, summer, building 4 pickleball courts with permanent outdoor nets.
Wow.
The tennis courts for next year.
So obviously you see longevity in this sport.
Well, I mean, we're growing. We've grown it. I mean, our 4 courts at the youth center are pretty good right now from what we see, and then some people are using our 2 at the Creekside. But I mean, Mondays, Austin can tell you Mondays,
Tuesdays,
and
they're pretty
Thursdays.
much there every day. Like as soon as I was leaving Creekside this morning, they were already showing up down there ready to play.
So is there a group that signs up and to play pickleball?
Yeah, they're members. They're just
They're
sign a
Creekside
membership.
memberships.
There'll be a Creekside membership or buy a day pass, and they can play pickleball.
And they don't have to have a certain time to do it, or do you have to like schedule the court?
At Creekside, it's pretty much open gym because we got to keep it. We got a mix of people coming in there to play and everything. But this week only is because the youth center's closed.
Right.
We're going to open it from 7 to 12 for pickleball and the old remodeled gym.
It's open.
Okay.
When the youth center is regularly open, it's open from 7 to 12 every day.
Yeah.
And then the nights, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights are
From
open.
6 to 8.
Do you have like a pickleball league?
It's not a league. We pretty much just use it open and they rotate in. And we usually have a competitive side and a non-competitive side. Where
I would be
You've
non-competitive.
had tournaments there, have you not?
we've
We've
hosted
ran-
one.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd that go?
It went really good. We had a lot of people travel from Northwest Arkansas, from
Seriously?
Fort Smith
Wow.
and Russellville, and Mountain Home.
Wow.
And Branson.
You got a plan to do some more of that?
We are working on doing some tournaments.
And the thing about Creekside is I have the capability of adding courts for tournaments in the 2 new courts too as well. I just not putting any lines on there because we're doing all of our basketball and volleyball tournaments over there. And if you go in there and look at the youth center, you'll see all the lines all over the court. So I'm trying to keep it just when we have tournaments to put it on the 2 new courts. But we bought some things to put in Creekside. But right now we broke pickleball side because we're running all of our other league stuff at Creekside, and we're giving pretty much pickleball the nights at the youth center to use those courts.
Okay.
And they're getting that Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay.
Down at the youth center.
And then, of course, our Creekside's open on the weekends. If somebody wants to come play pickleball on the weekends, they can come in Creekside and use those 2 courts on the open side.
So is there a generalized place where people could go and look everything that you just said and see it in writing to keep themselves straight? You know what I mean?
If you go to harrisonparks.com and if you look under our pickleball tab, we have a tab on there for pickleball. And I try to do my best on putting posts out in an app called Team Reach. That's where a lot of my pickleballers are at. And there's a whole group. There's a morning group. They have a morning group on there, and they have an evening court and an outdoor court.
Why do you?
So I got 3 different groups on that app to post information to.
Why do you think pickleball's gotten so popular?
Because it's a sport for everyone.
For different age levels and
gender,
activity level, and
it doesn't matter. We play doubles, mixed doubles. I mean, it's
even tennis players can play.
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of tennis players play now.
Yeah.
When it's cold outside, they'll come in and be playing pickleball during this time of year.
Wow.
It's just less aggressive, I would say. You don't have to run as hard, and it's more of a laid back tennis match than
it's a great recreational sport.
Yeah.
Do you find what generation of people seem to utilize pickleball? I'm just curious. Young and old and middle?
In our area, I'd say it's probably more of the older, like 60s, 50s, and stuff like that.
There you go.
Middle age.
That would be us.
Yeah,
middle age.
Yeah.
I love that, though.
So in my after-school program, I get kids asking me to come play. So usually on Wednesdays when it's early dismissal for like Harrison and everything, we'll set a court up at the youth center because that's what they like playing and everything because they ask. So.
Well, physical activity is never bad either. So, and you have to be. I notice at my age in my 60s that I have to be a little more thought conscious of what the heck I'm doing with myself. As far as exercise, but still to exercise because everybody needs
still
it.
recommend stretching and everything for that whenever you're playing because
that's a good thought.
You still do a lot of lateral movement and everything like that when you're playing.
Well, and when you're playing any sport, no matter how old you are, your brain thinks you're still a teenager, and you go out there to stretch. You may pull something, so it'd be a good idea to do some stretching beforehand.
And we have paddles. You don't have to have your own paddle.
Oh, okay.
We have all the equipment that you can start with,
balls.
the nets, balls. We recommend you bring some good tennis shoes because we don't really allow other kind of shoes on our courts, but it's better if you have tennis shoes so you can move around a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
No slipping and sliding.
Well, you don't want to scuff up the court either.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
so what are you getting all the bugs out?
Creekside?
In Creekside, yeah. I mean, in the beginning, we need to think about this or some of that stuff. But it looks like the parking lot's staying pretty full.
I'll give our whole Creekside team a shout out here. We did a lot of planning and organizing on the front end of that. And staff did, and our Creekside team at the admin at City Hall. And I just was talking to Donna about that before it's met expectations for me actually above and beyond because I figured we'd get a lot of complaints about what we didn't do, what we need to do. But, we go over those monthly, what we get in the suggestion box with my Parks Committee. And, we're really not getting a lot of anything but a lot of praise on a lot of things.
That's good.
And some things we know we need to change already from the 3 months we had it open. But not a lot, man. It's going, I don't want to say perfect, but almost.
Yeah.
Perfect compared to the way I thought it would start.
Yeah, it's good. It's good when you're doing something like that, and you look back and you go, "Well, I'm glad we did that."
And the best thing we did was open up the day pass because that's allowed people to come in, see our facility, and use it. Because if you're just driving by, you can see it, but you don't know what's in it. Till you get in there, and doing that day pass has helped our membership grow.
That's good.
and we're over 2,000 members right now.
That's wonderful.
And we're hoping by the end of 25 we have 4,000 members. We're hoping to double that.
You know, when this first all came out, that they were looking at doing a Creekside Community Center, and there was some talk on the other side of the fence and this fence, and I love to see the fruition of having it established and running, that people are jumping on board, and it was needed. You know, for all those naysayers, I guess is what I'm kind of hinting
it's
at.
just opened up other avenues for us too as
New
a city.
opportunities.
I mean, we're talking, we're built on a sales tax. How many more events are we going to host in Creekside? That's going to help us pay for that.
I thought maybe you were going to have your wedding there.
Yeah, he's trying. He's trying to
I'm
sell
trying
it.
to get it.
Austin Smith, I know your name.
He's trying.
Well,
They're in the baseball complex.
We're looking at adding pickleball events too. Like you said, we've hosted one, and then COVID hit. We kind of backed off, and then we've trying to figure out where our niche is. But I'll just tell you, there's a $50 million facility, pickleball only, going up in Springdale.
Wow, it's huge, isn't it?
So I mean, you talk about competing. You're going to be competing with that, which for our niche here in Harrison and around Mountain Home and Branson, Northwest Arkansas, I mean, we'll still have people come over here because there's different levels of pickleball. You got to understand, there's a beginner, an intermediate, there's a ranking from 1 to 5.
Right.
Yeah, 5.0 is the best.
Oh, really?
You're like a pro. If you're 5.0. Kind of like the tennis.
I'd be like,
I think a 0.1 wouldn't he?
0.1 for me.
We have some good players in Harrison. We really do, and then we have a lot of beginners that's learning how to play because of it's a growing sport.
Well, it's wonderful to have this indoor facility where you can either the youth center after this week or Creekside to be able to play pickleball and hone your skill and enjoy that and get lots of exercise. So y'all opened in October, correct?
Yes.
And so you haven't even gone through the summer yet.
No.
We'll see what happens with the summer, because I anticipate with kids out of school, it will be rocking and rolling.
Yeah,
would be my thought.
Over Christmas break, we
pretty packed.
A lot of kids
Oh,
in there. You know, I figure spring break and then summer we'll have lots of kids in there, which we'll still be running our summer rec program. It'll be used at Creekside, and they'll get to swim every day in rain or shine now because we got the indoor aquatics. I mean, we're excited about that opportunity as well.
Cool.
Well, we're very happy that y'all are here and that Creekside is flourishing for sure. And for anyone that's interested in pickleball, how could they find out more information about it? Again, you told me, but on
at harrisonparks.com or Team Reach at Harrison Daily Pickleball on there. So
And I'll just tell you, if somebody's listening and they're wanting to come try pickleball, there's plenty of opportunities, especially in those groups on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights.
Eager to teach.
Or in the mornings that will teach them how to play.
Oh, okay.
So
you got somebody to...
Don't be nervous. We have a lot of retired teachers and coaches up there playing that love teaching people how to play pickleball.
You won't just be standing there going, now what do I do? So
I mean, if they're really lucky, they can get me or Austin to teach them how to play. But we have plenty of people down there that can show them how to play.
Was that a joke?
No, we like to play.
No, that's not a joke. We're undefeated as a doubles team.
Right.
Are you really? Well, go you. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here and for giving us all the scoop on pickleball here in Harrison, and we appreciate it. And I know that we'll have you back not probably too far down the road is what I'm thinking.
Anytime you can have me, I'll come talk.
Okay.
All right, perfect. We need to take a break, and we will do so. And when we come back, I don't know, we'll have some interesting, trending things to share with you, and maybe some local stuff as well. Stay with us. Welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann this fine Monday morning. You know, I noticed our parking lot was a little slickery looking. Yeah. I'm very cautious about that stuff.
Yeah, be careful out there because it melted yesterday, and then it's
slick as
snot. It's ice today. So look, I mean, if you've got a sidewalk or stairs or anything, man, you touch that ice and you're going down.
You can't tell all the time that it's ice. They call it black ice. Mm-hmm. And you will lose your balance and be shebang. I know my husband had to work this weekend a bit on some emergencies because probably people, were trying to get out and slipped and fell. And
oh, he fell?
No, he did not. But he worked on, he helped with some people who had slipped and fallen and broken whatever.
Ouch.
And so I don't know. The older I get, the more reserved I am about.
I don't bounce like I used to.
I don't either, and it hurts. It hurts. I don't like to be hurt.
I don't either.
Hey, I want to talk. Are you doing stuff, or are we going to do community?
Ahead.
I'm going to do a little community stuff.
Yeah, let's do that.
So the community band, the Boone County Community Band, directed by Robert Phelan and Wayne Root, will start rehearsals back, and let's see, that happens. I don't have any idea. At 7:00 when they do. I'm sorry, I don't have the start date on that, so I'm just going to have to ditch that one.
Yeah.
But contact Robert Phelan.
Yeah.
Or go to the Boone County Community Band Facebook page, and there will be information on that.
Well, also, Hard Target. We had Troy Burleson in the studio last week, and he was talking about, he's been a Taekwondo instructor for 30-some years maybe. I'm not sure exactly how long, but that's his passion, that's his love, that's his forte, and he's accepting new students. And the great thing about this, a couple things. He has them at his residence. I guess he's got a studio there.
Yes.
He's got a studio there.
Yes.
Of course, you have to go there.
Which is
but the classes are free.
Yeah.
He's offering classes free. Now,
who does that?
Yeah, who does that? Yeah. I would assume that if you're interested and you want a place, because I would say free. I mean, Taekwondo lessons are, they're not cheap.
No, they're not.
And he's a ninth degree black belt in Taekwondo. So,
right.
I mean, he knows his stuff. So if you're interested in maybe getting into that sport, or if you've gone so far with it and have stopped for several years and you want to pick it back up from where you left off, give him a call and contact him. You can email him at master.burleson, BURLESON @yahoo.com, or you can give him a call at 417-239-4451. That number again is 417-239-4451.
Okay. Also, Ozark Homeward Bound Cat and Dog Gentle Care, they are having a spay and neuter clinic, and that will be held in Harrison. Dr. John Muller, DVM, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. You can call Jackie at 941-587-4612 and find out more information about how to book an appointment to have a spay or neuter. And cat spay or neuter is $45, dogs are $75, and a dog neuter is $70. Plus, you can go ahead and get their vaccines as well. And
you can add that onto it, yeah.
Yeah, payment will be due at drop-off. And for Boone County residents, vouchers from Cause for Paws thrift store are available. So look that up on. I don't know if Ozark Homeward Bound has a Facebook page or not, but I would think that they do. I'll have to find out about that because I don't know if they do or not. But there's another opportunity for getting your pets fixed. Okay.
Veterans Outreach events coming up January 25th at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Oyster Bayou Veterans Trust CVMA chapter of Arkansas, VFW post number 12233. They're teaming up with the Little Rock and North Little Rock VA to bring access to Veterans Administration services for veterans in Van Buren and other counties.
And this is a ways off. I don't think this is
This is going to be
local.
in Clinton, Arkansas. Yeah, but if you're interested in that, you can. It's free lunch. and it's going to be catered by Little Stacks Barbecue.
Eee.
Yeah, must show proof of honorable discharge and a driver's license, and also they're giving free haircuts while they're
I'm
there.
pretty sure I found that on the Camp Jack page.
Okay. The VA services available are VHA, Veterans Health Care Administration, the Veterans Benefit Administration, the VA Eligibility Enrollment, VA Records and Data Request, the VSO, the Veterans Service Office, the PACT, PACT, and ACT enrollment, and flu vaccines and COVID vaccines are available. If you're interested in that, you can give them a call at 501-253-1503 for more information.
Okay. So I don't know if you ladies remember What a Girl Wants was an event. It's an annual event, and I think they've done it 2 years in a row. And it's female business owners get together, and you have the opportunity to go and sample some of the things that the vendors are showcasing, and you can also purchase things there. And this happens at the Signature Bank at 303 North Main, and tickets will go on. It says Monday, January 15th, but this is Monday, so I'm assuming it's the 13th, not the 15th. And a portion of the ticket sales will be donated to Grandma's house. So they're honoring a charity in the process.
Okay.
So you might think about that. And also, JJ's Buffalo Bar and Grill are doing the American Legion trivia nights. And Lonnie Anderson is going to come in within the next couple of weeks, I believe, and talk about the American Legion. And I'm sure he'll hit on this as well. But there's some things going on around our community. And there was one for the weekend. Yeah, there's some of them I didn't get out of there, Dan. Ozark Mountain Music Festival, January 16th through 19th at the Basin Park Hotel in downtown Eureka Springs. So find out more about that probably through your Chamber of Commerce at the Eureka Springs.
Okay.
I think that's good for now, Dan.
Yeah, let's take a break, would you?
Let's take a break. And
let's do it.
We'll be back with, that stuff that we come up with.
This is the most exciting part of the show.
It's the fun part
It's
for
coming
us,
up.
people.
Yeah, all right.
We'll be back. Stay with us. Welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. We just took our last break, so we have a few more minutes, and we're going to fill you with some completely useless information.
Some of this is pretty interesting.
It's not always useless. Not always.
You remember that E. coli outbreak?
Yes.
In the McDonald's with the onions and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, they figured out where that came from, what caused it all. The FDA found some nasty violations at the McDonald's supplier linked. A supplier, not at the McDonald's, but a supplier of McDonald's, was linked to E. coli breakout last year. Investigators said there was a biofilm.
What?
A biofilm. Like
B-I-O?
B-I-O-F-I-L-M,
Okay.
like a filmy bio whatever, on the equipment at the Taylor Farms facility in Colorado, excuse me, where the silvered onions on the quarter pounders came from. Large amounts of food debris were also found, and employees weren't washing their hands as much as they should have been. One person died, and over 100 were sick from the outbreak. Do you think that now that they found out this problem, do you think that's going to cause maybe a lawsuit?
Could do it.
If somebody died,
Wouldn't
yes,
you think?
absolutely.
I certainly think so. Do you have... Was that the end of that story? I don't want to keep... Okay.
Yeah,
well,
that was
do you know
the
how
end.
much your stomach stretches after a big meal?
It feels like it's going to bust sometimes, yeah.
Scientists say the average adult stomach starts out as about the size of a soda can. And
Okay.
after you eat a big meal, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, those where you tend to eat big meals, it can get as big as a 2-liter bottle of soda. And in case you're wondering...
2 liter?
2 liters, what it says.
Oh, my
A
gosh.
competitive eater's stomach can stretch out to a whopping 4 liters. That includes both foods
You
and
have got
liquids.
to be kidding me.
That's amazing. And you know what? If my stomach is stretched that far, through a process, I don't eat as much as I used to.
Yeah.
So I get fuller faster now because I don't know if your stomach actually shrinks or if it's just
stretch it
psychologically
out.
like I don't push it to the brink of
Yeah.
feeling like crap or like my stomach is 2 liters
Right.
or 4 liters of this.
Well, I would think that if you're constantly stretching your stomach out, you never get that full feeling. If it's all
It keep growing out.
Yeah.
Well, in that, and I think that happens with people who sometimes have weight loss surgeries or other different weight loss type things, that if you don't follow a regime and stop putting less into
Right.
your body and maybe
Yeah.
more quality of what does go into your body, I'm thinking of protein and that type of thing,
And they want you to
the same thing's going to happen.
Yeah, they want you to eat and not drink. They don't want you to add
Fill out
volume.
the water.
Right. And then you got to wait 30
you-
minutes to drink anything.
Really?
afterwards. Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. And also,
They're not trying to limit your intake of water.
right. And you can't drink carbonated drinks
Okay.
because it swells your stomach up too.
Okay.
And after one of the surgeries, you can't really burp anymore, or it's
Really?
hard. Yeah, it's harder to burp.
Okay. I was not aware of that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Interesting. Okay. What you got, Dan?
Do you know it's illegal to declaw your cat in Massachusetts?
I did not know that.
Massachusetts?
Have you ever declawed a cat?
No, have you?
We did.
How do you do it? You
We
get
took it
pliers
to the vet.
and you
no,
took it to the
we
vet.
took it to the vet, and
Well, that's how they do
it. After reading more about it, he had scratched our cat. He had scratched
Oh,
Brad, and,
yeah.
it wasn't intentional, but out of panic, so to speak, we went and did it. And then after thinking about it, it was like, I'll never declaw a cat in my entire life ever again. But
Well,
anyway,
don't
go
they
ahead
pu-
about your declaw.
I mean, they pull them out, right? They pull them out. You can mark down Massachusetts as the third official state to outlaw declawing your cat. New York and Maryland have similar laws, and as well as cities like Los Angeles, Denver, and Pittsburgh. The bill was signed into law last Thursday and carries a $2,500 fine and consequences for veterinarians who perform the operation, too. Declawing a cat is kind of like removing the human's fingernails at the knuckle.
It's horrible. That's why.
But not all vets are on the same page about it. So some agree, some don't agree.
Yeah.
So anyway.
We talk about the weight loss drugs, and we've talked about insurance and how unbelievably expensive it is. But if you've been getting weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy through your insurance, your copay is about to go through the roof.
Ooh.
That's because some federal Blue Cross plans won't cover them for weight loss at all, and the ones that still do have changed the classification of the drug. So there you go. I don't know.
Well, those are diabetic drugs to begin with.
Right. What's today?
Public Radio Broadcast Day, 1920 is when the first national public radio broadcast happened. Also, National Clean Off Your Desk. No, I'm not going to do it.
No,
because it'll lower my intelligence.
It will mess you up.
The messier the desk, the more intelligent you are. So go mess up your desk.
Right. Stephen Foster Memorial Day, honoring America's first real pop star. Oh, Susanna and My Old Kentucky Home.
And it's National Rubber Ducky Day.
Rubber Ducky, you're the one. That one.
That means you have to take a bath.
Oh, we're done, people. We've got about 10 seconds.
Okay.
We'll be back tomorrow. I'll let Dan drive tomorrow, just, for the heck of it. But we want to thank you for being here, and we will see you tomorrow.